Hey, so listen, I know y'all been waiting. The time has finally come. Listen, I moved to Nigeria, so it was a lot for me to process, a lot for me to record. But the time is finally here. Welcome to the life of a vegan vixen. So I am at Washington Airport. I'm so ready for this flight. This is a 13-hour flight. Like, I'm about to sleep so good. I'm so ready to get to Lagos, but I'm so ready to get into this flight. I'm kind of sad because I did all of that work to get Roxy here. And guess what? United Airlines don't allow pets to fly on they flight. So I did all of that work for her to come, only for her to be stuck. Like, I'm low-key mad that Ethiopian Airlines did not make this aware to me. And I went through all of this work, all of those shots, all of that preparation for Roxy, and she not even with me. Like, so now I got to try to figure her out on top of figuring out this whole giant move. So I'm just ready to get on this flight and sleep and just relax and get to the next level, because Roxy not coming with me really put a damper in my mood, for real. So all right, so I'm about to get it together and get ready to get on my flight. I got me some melatonin for the flight. Yeah, so I'm about to be sleep. But anyway, y'all ready for this journey? Because I sure am. So I am in Maryland. I finally landed. The flight was all right. It was only like an hour and 20 minutes. It was delayed though. So I'm when you go off for a visa interview, you got to be politically correct. But I'm here in Maryland. I'm waiting on my Maryland family to come get me, because that's where I'm staying. So y'all get to meet my Maryland family today. But yeah, so I'm in Maryland. I got my visa interview tomorrow for my Nigerian visa. So I'm super excited. I'm like dumb excited about this trip. I've been planning it for a year. The pandemic had me slowed down, and but pandemic is kind of lightening up the travel. You can travel now, so I've been traveling my ass off recently. I'm trying to hit another trip before I hit Nigeria, but I'm here, so I'm waiting on my cousins. So when they get here, y'all get to meet them. And yeah, this Maryland airport is so bleak. I've flown to a lot of airports, and this one is like the darkest, and it's not the most pleasant experience. It's not as complicated as Atlanta though, because Atlanta airport be complicated as hell. But I'm so used to flying out of Atlanta, seeing that I've been there for 10 years. But now it's on to the next chapter. So stay tuned, because I'm going to take y'all along the journey. I don't know if I can take y'all into my interview tomorrow, but I'm going to take y'all as far as possible so y'all can see this process. All right? We about to turn up as much as I possibly can. I'm on like my world tour before I get up out of the United States. But, so I'm just waiting on them. My fingertips getting cold. Coming from Atlanta, it's All-Star weekend, so, you know, it was decent weather. And now I'm out here in this cold. It's not as bad as it could be. Definitely not as bad as New York, and not as cold as Detroit. I was just in Detroit, but it's cold. So I'm going to go inside and wait for my cousin. I was going to stay outside, but I'm going to go inside because I ain't trying to catch a cold. I took my corona test yesterday, so I know I don't got corona. But I ain't trying to just be in the cold. So I'll come back when I get in the car with my family, okay? So it is the morning of. I'm going to go get my visa. Having the morning smoke before I go. But I'm about to show y'all all of the paperwork. It's a long process. Like, getting your visa is not simple. So I had to get bank statements, letters of invites, fill out an application, get 2 passport photos, have a passport, of course. It's just a lot. It's a lot. You got to show your flight information. It's a lengthy process, but we had it there. So gonna handle this and on to the next thing. So let me finish my smoke and get ready for the next episode. So we out here. I'm with my cousin. Ramona. We out here. I might as well get my visa. I'm telling y'all, this is a process. Like, if you ever thought about visiting a country that requires a visa, trust me, it's not simple. You got to go through a lot of stuff. I literally, because of, I guess, the pandemic, I had to fly to DC because the Atlanta embassy was not issuing visas. So it's like, you have to be prepared financially. You have to be able to move around. You can't just pick up and go no more. You have to make provisions, which is crazy. But I'm thankful my cousin out here. At least they said I had to come to DC. Because I would have been hit if it would have been Idaho or Utah or some shit. Because I don't have no family there. So we out here. So what's up, babe? How are you? You get quiet when the camera calls. You get shy. You get camera shy. You shy or something? Yes, you are. He be talking cash shit. I be hearing his voice. As soon as the camera come on, he be like, I'm like, you like the food? You like, it's cool. Why you shy for the camera, babe?
What am I supposed to say?
You're supposed to be like, yo, 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 yo. What it is 2 Puff in the building with the vegan foodie. Y'all see my woman out here looking like a whole design. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a whole, what's a $10,000 Naira? Looking like a whole bill.
Looking like a whole pizza.
A whole pizza.
Right.
Babe, what kind of looking like a whole pizza?
Yeah, that's a whole meal.
Looking like a vegan pizza. Looking like a whole vegan pizza with pesto sauce. I guess I came with that. But anyway, listen. So, I'm here in Nigeria. I finally moved, y'all. So, I'm super excited. We are finally in the house. I'm going to give y'all a tour of the house. We still shopping for stuff for the house. So, I'm going to take y'all along. I be trying to videotape in the market, but I feel like they're going to hike the price up. So, I be having to keep the cameras low because, you know, taxation is real in Nigeria. But he was asking me about the journey and how it was moving to Nigeria. So let me tell you this, getting a visa, bruh. First of all, moving to Nigeria is visiting Nigeria. I ain't even gonna say moving. If you coming to visit Nigeria, one thing I will say is easier for U.S. citizens to come to Nigeria. It is very hard for Nigerian citizens to come to the United States. But since Corona, post 9/11, they not making it easy for the states. I was living in Atlanta. I actually had to fly to DC to get my visa. I couldn't just go to the office that was in Atlanta. I had to fly to DC, which means that not only do you have to have money to fly to Nigeria, you got to have money to fly to DC. You got to have money for a visa, which is like $160. You got to have money for a hotel. Luckily, I had family in Baltimore that picked me up from the airport, took me to the visa meeting, did everything for me. So shout out to my family that really looked out for me. Shout out to my cousin Greg. But realistically, if you don't got no money, you can't be going to Nigeria, because you have to have the money for the visa. You have to fly for the visa things for the actual meeting. And also you have to have a lot of things. You have to have a bank statement basically saying that you have enough money to come to Nigeria. So listen, for those who was talking all that smack in the comments like you broke, baby, I had to show I had money to even come to this country. I had to take a COVID test, which is pretty much everywhere now. What else I had to do? Oh, he had to write a letter basically inviting me. So, you can't just come to Nigeria. You have to have somebody here to write a letter to say, okay, I'm welcoming you. I'm going to take care of your expenses. I'm looking out for you, kind of like a guarantor. So I had to be transparent about his life, where he worked at. They need a copy of his passport. They needed to know all his information in addition to all my information. What else do we need, babe? The welcome letter, the visa, the bank statements, the COVID. What else do we need? Is that it? I think that's it. If it's more, I'll have it, along the bottom. But it was a lot of work. It was not easy getting your visa to come to Nigeria. But once you do all of the stuff that you need to do, get your visa, get your COVID test, get your bank statements, get your letter, get your flight. You have to have a return, to and return flight. That's another thing too. You have to have your return flight. Now, the best thing is I applied for a visa for 90 days, but guess what? They gave me a visa for 2 years. So we got to handle some business. We'll be back, y'all. When I was coming through customs, coming here, the process getting here, like coming to Nigeria and getting my visa and all that kind of stuff, that was already hectic. But when I got through customs, my homegirl, I have a friend that is, she's from Lagos, but she's from Atlanta, but she lives in Lagos. And so she was like, when you come here, get some singles, get like $40 in singles, right? She's like, because you're gonna have to pay some people, you're gonna have to tip people. I was like, cool. So I get the 40s in singles, and then I have my cash on me. So when I first get here, the first thing they do is they check for your COVID test, right? So the lady said, so who you here to see? I said, I'm here to visit. She said, so you pretty, you got a boyfriend or something here? And I was like, yeah, I got a boyfriend here. She was like, oh, okay, what you got for me? Tip me. So I tipped her $2. Because she cleared me, it was no issue, whatever. Right, because I said the whole thing I was going to say going through the airport was no wahala. No wahala.
No wahala.
Like, no wahala, whatever I need to do. So I go through that first thing and I pay the lady, right? Tip her $2, I go through customs. Then I go to the next phase, right? Which is, you got to go through some other stuff. So they check you again, they check your visa. Okay, cool. So I go through there, I'm standing in that line, and it was a kid about to faint. I give him a bottle of water. I finally go up to the front, and then the guy's like, he checks my passport, and then he like, so you got a tip for me? So I gave him, I don't even know if it was $4, $5, whatever. I just pulled out some singles and gave it to him. So then I'm thinking I'm clear to walk through. So they yelling at me, I gotta go through another line to get my stamp. So I'm standing in line to get my stamp. And they got this one little immigration office. They got the line, they got the office. So they was buzzing up. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go in, I'm like, what's up? They're like, no, you can come in here. So it was another white guy in there. I said, oh, this the extortion office. Because it was a white guy. It was only me and this white guy. I'm the only U.S. woman in customs right now. We're coming to the airport. And I'm by myself. So they're like, oh, you can come in here and you get to bypass all the BS. Okay, cool. So I go in there. I'm already knowing. I put $3 in my passport because I'm already knowing what's up, right? So I put the money in there. When I get my passport back, the money gone. Okay, cool. So then I go through another line to get my stamp. They walk me up to the front. So I go through that line to get my stamp. Cool. I'm thinking I'm good money. I done tip my way all the way through. Then it comes time to get my luggage. Now I brought 7 bags of luggage, right? So it was massive. Well, 6. I bought 6 bags. And they was like, all this shit yours? First of all, they had to find it because it was spread all over. So I find all my luggage, right? And they're like, this yours? Okay, well, I said, well, can y'all take it out there to the airport? Because I'm thinking all I got to do is now go through the parking deck. They're like, yeah, but you're going to have to go through customs and duties. And we charge $25 to carry your shit. I'm like, $25? Okay, whatever. At this point, they want whole bill. They don't want singles. No, y'all going to take these singles. So then they tell me, oh, you got to go through customs and duties and pay the taxes. And that's going to be $150. So before I left out the fucking airport, for my luggage, but by the time I left out the airport, I done spent $200. $200. And then to make the matters worse, one of the guys at immigration would make it, not to make it worse, to make it better, he gave me his number and was like, next time you come through or you have any family come through,
okay, so it should be easy.
It would be easy. But what my girl said, bring the money, I had no idea that it was going to turn into tax season. And then after they did all that, Shiggs met me at the door and they put my luggage in there. They charged him to put the luggage. After they charged me, they charged him to put my luggage in the car. And then another guy asked me for some more money. And I said, this is extortion. I'm not paying shit. I done paid enough money. I done paid you enough to where you should be able, you should damn near should have carried me on your back to the car. So it was just the custom process. If anybody is thinking about coming to Nigeria, if you broke, you ain't gonna make it through the airport. You gonna be out of funds, or if you weak, or you gotta know the game, you know. And not to say that that's like it's not bad, you know, that they making their money from it, but you just gotta be wise. And I wish that, you know, like, they talk about this kind of stuff, because people always talk about traveling to a different country, and they never tell people, like, when you go, it don't matter what country you go to, they gonna tax, like, coming here, the airport taxed me $1,200. Okay, I already paid $600 for bags, so I paid another $1,200. So I paid damn near $2,000 to bring my bags. Like, yeah, they don't make it easy and they tax you. And this is supposed to be God's earth, but you know, that's the nature of the land.
I mean, it's corruption and the hard time of people is not really Nigeria.
Yeah, no, it's everywhere. You know, some people would like to just say, "Oh, it's just my country," and no, honey. I've been to a few countries and quite a few states. That shit is everywhere. In America, they take you through the hoop line to get up out the country with visas, and I had to fly to a whole nother state to get my visa, which means not only did I have to have money for the visa, but I had to have money to fly out of town to go do the interview. Yeah, to get my visa. You know, it wasn't a walk in the park. So no, they don't make it easy. They extremely hard to travel if you want to travel abroad. But once you get out, you out. You know?
And that's what people say. Every traveling is just lucky. And many people, because I've not tried before, can try it once and it's easy for that person. But I notice people coming outside from they are coming inside there. People outside coming inside there, it's always easy for them. Compare people from Nigeria going outside, very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easier to come into Nigeria from the U.S. than it is to go to the U.S. from Nigeria. But now they're making it hard to here and for London as well. It's hard to go to London now.
Yes.
Yeah, and even with the U.S., if you're not fully vaccinated, you can't really go to London. So, you know, they're making it kind of hard everywhere right about now. So listen, a lot of people just like been asking me all these questions about, you know, living in Nigeria. What's it been like? How's it been? So if you have any questions, all you need to do is DM me your questions, and I'm gonna make sure that I answer each and every question on every episode of Life of a Vegan Vixen. But anyway, so listen, now let's get into it, because, you know, moving to a different country is a lot of fucking work, right? It's not no walk in the park. But I would say the hardest part was actually dealing with small-minded family members and friends. Like, for real, you have no idea the level of fuckery, the level of ignorance, the level of negative conversations that were mentioned about my move. You know, they had mentioned about my man. Like, people really thought that me and him was out here having a catfish life. You know, like I'm just like some 700-pound, no offense, but some 700-pound Caucasian lady that's dealing with a 21-year-old Nigerian that she's sending freaking, you know what I'm saying, $1,000 a week, and she don't have no plans to visit him. Like, nah, that's not what it was. So I had an auntie that was DMing family members telling them that, you know, she wanted to have a FaceTime call with my man. Like, this is my man. This is not no just random ass, but like, this is actually my friend. Like, sidebar, even though that, you know, we sleep together, we in a relationship, like, you my friend, right, babe? Would you consider yourself my best friend? Is you my friend or not? And who your friend? Who your best friend out here? Who? Huh?
No one else.
Because next to God is who? Next to God is who? Tell him.
Come on.
Better tell these motherfuckers. But anyway, so I felt like, you know what I'm saying, it was a lot of negative conversations. I had aunties who I ain't talked to in years, who don't care nothing about me, DMing me. You know, I had friends of the family thinking I was going to live in a hut. The negative conversations of women that were over 50 was actually exhausting, ignoring, annoying, disgusting. People were trying to figure out, they were confused about my life. Like, why are you so confused about my life? First of all, for those who don't know, I'm 41. I know I look good as fuck, but I'm 41 years old. I have a 21-year-old son, right? I've been living in the United States for all of my life. I've lived in several different states. I've lived in Georgia. I've lived in, let me turn this down, baby. I've lived in California. I lived in Nevada. I lived in New York, and I'm from Michigan. But a lot of people, like, they couldn't fathom my move to Nigeria, but it wasn't for them. My move wasn't for everybody else. My move was for me. So if you was trying to understand my life, that's where you fucked up at, because you're trying to understand a life that you don't even live. So I dealt with a lot of negativity. I dealt with a lot of negativity online as well. Like, between my family and the trolls online, I couldn't believe how people were so ready to judge my life. because they can understand. And I want people to really get it. Like, when you make a serious move, like into Nigeria or wherever, whenever you make a move, because when I moved from Michigan to Georgia, my move was not about a particular person. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love this man. He good. You know what I'm saying? He make me happy. We get along. We laugh. But that wasn't the sole reason for my move. I moved because I wanted to move. I wanted to move to Nigeria before I even met him. Like him being from Nigeria, being a native of Nigeria, that's just like the ice cream on the cake, right? That's like the ice cream to go with the cake. But the icing on the cake was the fact that I was ready to move. And I was ready to move out of the United States for my own personal reasons. I felt like, you know, a lot of the people that were judging me or had these questions about life, you know, they've been struggling. I was tired of being in a situation to where I'm paying, and I don't own the land. Like, me and him had a conversation. A lot of people here in Nigeria that are considered middle class in the United States own their land and built their home from the ground up. Who don't want that life? You know, so for me, you know, I did deal with a lot of negativity and a lot of negative issues, but it wasn't about them. It was about me and my happiness and my life. So, you know, I said that I was not going to address any more negativity that has been said or brought upon about, you know, my move. So this is my last time addressing it. I addressed it on the Life of the Vegan Vixen, and that's it. From now on, we only going to living life, living good, and enjoying this beautiful journey. So welcome to my life. I'm super excited about this show. I'm super excited about being transparent about my move, but I'm super excited about just being here with Bae and us venturing off, because we're not gonna just be in Nigeria with Life of a Vegan Vixen. We're gonna be everywhere. We're gonna be through the world. Does that make sense? Through the world. We're gonna be out here. How about that? But anyway, stay tuned. Oh, it was another piece that I wanted to talk about. Okay, so a lot of people like, you know, what's it like living in Nigeria? Let me tell y'all something. For the past year, during the pandemic, I was paying $2,100 a month for rent, right? I moved to Nigeria, I paid $3,100 for a year for rent. Like, it's the stress freeness for me. So, you know, for all of you that's wondering why I moved, I was really ready to simplify my life. Now, Nigeria is not a simple place. It's very flashy. It's very fast forward. It's very forthcoming. It's not a place of simplicity. But for me, coming from the United States and all of the extra stuff that you have to deal with, this was like a place for me to kind of slow down and get a chance to just be the vegan foodie, give you content, focus on giving you content. I stressed about bills every single month, because I don't care who you are, where you at in the world, what show you on, what reality show, what label you signed with. Trust me, you worried about bills. I was in the industry for damn near 20 years. I know everybody's business. I know what's really good with these reality show people. I know what's really good with these celebrities, these actors, these musicians, and I was not ready to like live my life for clout. You know what I'm saying? I'm only worthy because I'm connected to somebody who connected to somebody. No, I'm worthy because I'm worthy. It's not who I stand next to, it's who I am, you know. So me moving to Nigeria was about my individuality and pulling myself away from that matrix, you know. I got tired of being a puppet just to live good. Nah, I don't gotta stress myself every month. I don't gotta be dealing with energies and people and men that I don't want to deal with to pay my bills. Like, that shit was whack as hell. So for me, this move was about clarity. It was about really slowing down. And to be honest, when you're in the music industry, it's hard for you to be a wife. How you gonna take time to be a wife when you out here worried about some rapper, worried about some athlete, worried about some reality show people? You can't take time to be a wife like that. So my thing was, I spent a large part of my life being single, you know, because I'm in the industry and chasing a bag. Like, nah, it was time for me to spend that time. You know, I'm still chasing a bag. You know, I'm still gonna get to that bag, but it was just a time for me to be happy and to just be, you know, just be. And I have to stress about bills every single month and just have you know, and make them understand me for my spiritual practices and all that. So I just wanted to add that little bit. But we about to get out here and go shop. So I'm gonna try to get some footage for y'all while we go shop. So stay tuned.